Hello everybody, it's Jay here and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll give you a detailed walkthrough step by step around how to set up KDP AMS account, how to access KDP AMS account first, then how to set up KDP account and KDP AMS account, and then how to create different ads types and what are the options available within the ads type. So before even we begin to sort of do anything within the KDP AMS, we need to understand how to go there. That link to the dashboard is not handy if you are a first time author. So in that case, there are two ways of doing it. Either you go to the KDP account or you go to Amazon Author Central. But the navigation in both of these websites is quite similar. So for example, this is Author Central, right? And if you're in KDP, it would probably look the same at the top, right? So in that case, you would go to reports and marketing, even in the KDP account, and then you would see something like Amazon advertising. In that, you would select your marketplace, and then you would say go to Ads Console, right? So these are two ways of reaching there. And once you reach there, and if it's first time that you're advertising, you would see a screen something like this, right? Sometimes you probably would see only sponsored product, or if you have access to sponsor brand campaigns as well. There are certain elements that should be there to make sure that you can advertise. So you would see these campaign types based on your access, right? So once you're here, the first thing that you need to do is add a billing. Without a payment method, it will not allow you to even start advertising. And the way you do it is, you go under administration, you click the sponsor ads billing, and then from there you go to payment setting. Once you're there, you can add your credit card there. In my case, it's asking me if I want to change it. So I can change it if I click this link, right? And let's just go through the overall menu. And there are a lot of options there, but I'll trim down to just few options that we use on a regular basis if you are an independent author or a small size publisher. As a matter of fact, me being in this advertising world for so long, if you're doing advertising for books, you don't need these many options to track what's happening in my account. This is for the big publishers. They probably will need much broader view of things because of the scale of the advertising amount that they deal in. So for them, it definitely makes sense, but for this video sake, I will just keep my things to a bit of a restricted level, right? So if you go there, accounts overview, we don't use it at all. Recommendations, we do. If you click recommendation, uh, it's like you see all the recommendations that AMS team is giving you, right? You will find all the recommendations here. You will also find the recommendations after clicking the notification section. All the notifications coming from AMS will come here, right? So you can look here on a regular basis. And then under sponsor ad, there's something called studies. Bulk operation is when you want to import a lot of data from outside. Say for example, you have cleaned the data, or you have a data from an outside tool, you want to import it, and you want to create campaigns as a bulk, right? A small size publisher or a single, independent authors will not use this sort of option. The most prominent option to use here is campaign manager. This is the place where it will take you to the place where you will see all the campaigns here, right? And under that, you would see that okay, there are multiple countries. You can see now they have what they have done is they have they are showcasing all the data together in one dashboard. Earlier it used to be different links, and you used to go to different links to look at different market, right? So in this case, you can also choose multiple countries, although it's in beta testing right now. But then this is the place you can see all the other countries as well. Then drafts, things that you didn't publish, it's just there as a draft. And then budgets, we don't use these things as well. I'll come to that. They these are covered in some other way in the campaign management and creation. Brand content, we don't do. See for example, you can see here there's a post by big brands, the way, for example, influencer posting about a product and stuff like that is a brand profile. Stores, so we don't deal with such things until unless you have you have a lot of books to deal with, which I'm assuming it's not the case, if we are independent publisher or sort of a small size publishing, right? So creative tools, yeah, video builder is there. You know you can build a video within the AMS. Now it's available only now. Earlier we used to do it outside of Amazon. Then you can use this option to build your video for a video camera. I use outside tools. They're pretty easy, and it's sort of easy to publish. And then translation, image creator, creative assets. I mean, these are all for the to help you create campaigns. Right, many of them we don't use very often, apart from image and video builder. Right, insight planning, brand metrics, brand impressions, ad plan. We don't use these option either, because it's already displayed here. We don't have to go through all the stuff there. And then Amazon attribution, sponsored ad reports, we don't have to go through them either, because we do it on a campaign basis. We look at each campaign and see, okay, if we want to dive deep, let's dive deep into this particular campaign and see what is working and what is not. So that's why we don't do at a account level. And then tools and resources, if you want to learn more about KDP or Amazon advertising, this is the place that you can go, right. And then on the top right, this will be your account name. And this is like what's new. They have added a AI image generation for Bookshare. You can check that out. Notifications, or we have learned about that. And then this is helps. In this, there are a lot of articles that you can go through. But then what I generally use this for is to contact the support. This is the place you can contact support by clicking the button. You can either do a phone call or a chat. Either way, it's just the same. At the end of the day, KDP AMS support as such is not available. It's a backend team. So it's a front end support assistant that talks to you and then take your case and send it to the backend AMS support team. You are never in a conversation with the expert per se. Right, sometimes we feel that maybe we can talk to an expert within KDPMS to ask why my campaign was rejected and stuff like that. That's not going to happen. It'll be a normal support guy who will take your case, raise a ticket, and then send it to the right. So you can use that to create a case. And then this is your account and stuff. You can set out communication settings, which email, if there is an email change, you can use this option to change that, and other communication details. So yeah, these are the general sort of navigation that we use on a regular basis. Once you are here, right, so if you want to create a campaign, you will click this option, create campaign option. And once you do that, you will see these two options, right? Sponsor product and sponsor brand, right? How to use them and what are they, right? So when you say sponsor product, what you're trying to say is, I want to show my product to somebody who needs it as of now, right. And I can solve that need through my book, right. This typically comes into say for example, if I Python book, right, and if somebody types Python programming as a keyword, right, I can say, I want to show my book, right. Or there are other good Python books out there, and I want to show my book under their product pages. This is the place where pick, and I would start, right. This sponsor brand is when it is important for you to show your face or your company logo to create an effect of being a market leader or an expert in the niche, right. For example, I work many of my clients are business owners, so they are advertising to create a brand for them on their niche. So we use this extensively to show their face or company logo and stuff like that, right. So now you have to decide which one sort of you want to pick. I would suggest you can go with both. Even if you're an independent author, if you're a small publisher, there is no harm in promoting yourself as a brand, right. And it has its own pros and cons of both. I would suggest to do both if you have access to both, right. Now let's say you say, okay, let's start with sponsor product. This is the campaign type that I would definitely suggest everybody to start their advertising if this is their first time. Now once you log in here, you would see, the first section is ad format. Do you want to have ad copy or you don't want to have ad copy? Now we, because we deal only with non-fiction authors, as I always say in my other videos as well, we do not create ad copy. Right. If there is a need, that somebody has come to Amazon and typed on Amazon search, we want to be there as naturally as possible. We do not want to sort of give a hint that this is an ad. So we want to place it as naturally without giving a sort of an idea that this has been placed by force through advertising. So that's the reason we do not use ad copy, and it's working really well. And as a matter of fact, there are very few characters that you can use in ad. It's not like Facebook ad, that has about, you can write 5,000, 6,000 words. I have created a different video on ad copy. Do check out that video as well if you want to create a sort of an ad copy. So we usually select this option, but if you want to select this option, then what is if you so if you select a book, say, let's say I've selected this book, right? And if you scroll down, this is the ad copy that you would write. As you can see, it's just 150 characters, right? So it's not that long, but you can write here as your ad. Yeah. So this is the only difference between both the options. Now, if we select standard option and we select a book here, you select a book here. Ad group settings, if you want to create multiple ad groups within the campaign, you use that. I do not suggest that. If I have to test different ad groups, I might as well create different campaigns to track and test instead of going within the campaign and creating different ad groups. From a monitoring perspective, it becomes too clumsy. Sometimes you don't know whether I should shut this down or not, right? And stuff like that. So I do not do ad groups at all. If you want to, I mean, it's your wish. You can just type your ad group name here, maybe uh, you know add one sort of a thing if you're testing and stuff like that. I prefer testing a different campaign, right? So I leave it as is, yeah, like this. I select my book, and then you have a targeting option. Now there are two kinds of targeting on Amazon: automatic targeting or manual targeting. Automatic targeting is nothing, that it is like saying to Amazon, you knows the best, right? I believe in you, and keeping my, my niche, and my book, right? Keeping that in mind, you are a very advanced, you have a very advanced algorithm. So I believe you. I will set a bid and you run with my book, and you display it wherever you think it's good to be placed, right? So in that case, what I'll do is I'll just select this option, and you either can have a default bid, or you can say, you know what, I'll have 0.45 as a bid, default bid, run with it. Or what I can say, so these are the match types that your auto campaigns will try to show your product. In this case, there's a close match, which means close match to your book, a very loosely read product, but then it'll try to show your book there as well. Substitute is, where shoppers are on other product pages similar to your book, and it'll show your product under their pages. And then there are compliments, things like going together. You must have seen on Amazon, people who have bought this also bought this sort of a, stuff. So this is for them. Now you can decide which one, if you want to bid higher or lower. What people do is, if it's close match, they probably bit higher. If it's substitute as well, a bit higher. Loose match, we can keep it as is or lower. Compliments, probably you can keep it as is or lower, right? So these are the options you have. And then under this, there's a negative keyword target. If there is some targeting that you want Amazon not to show your book, for sure, you have to be for sure, then this is the place. You don't have to extensive negative targeting here until unless it just makes 100%. When I say 100%, what I'm if there's a Python programming book for adults, now I know this is not for kids for sure, and I'm 100% right. So then I'll do is I'll just say kids here, and then negative phrase. Always do negative phrase. In that case, it nullify all the other combinations around kids, right? Any combination of keywords around kids. So and then you add a keyword here, something like this. It is added. But let's not add a lot of keywords here, because then you are limiting the algorithm power, right? And then that's why I suggest to sort of limit it to very few if you want. Then if there are products that you want this focus, you can either search, or you have a ASIN, you can just put it here, and you just say exclude. Again, make sure that you it's very numbers, and then you can have it and exclude. Down there, campaign bid strategy. There are different ways of using it, but then if you are a newcomer, I would say you should use the fixed bid as an amount. This is where you're saying Amazon, I've given you the bid, don't change my bid. Now let's go through what it means from a bidding perspective. So when you choose dynamic bids up and down, what you're saying is that if Amazon feels that we can make a sale, they can increase your bid by maximum of 100%. If you're bidding five at the top, it can make it one, right? Right, if it's converting sale. If you choose down only, if it feels that it is less likely, your book will be less likely to convert on a given position, right? So then it'll adjust, it'll decrease the bid, and then fix it will it'll not touch the bid. If you are a newcomer and you're just starting out, I would say you always use fixed bid, because with dynamic bids, for sure, your budget and your bids are no longer in control, and in that case your budget can go up and down. As you start, you probably feel that you have restricted budget, that so if that's the case, then fixed bid, it's the way to go, because Amazon algorithm really good in terms of judging whether it's a lot. Or if you're somebody who wants to create more of a brand on Amazon, it's not more about the money from the book itself, it's more of a brand. Then you focus on using up and down bid, because then the chances of getting more orders become higher, right? You're giving more flexibility to Amazon, but it can also cost you money. That's the other side of it, right? A dynamic bid only, if you're starting out, that's also one of the options that you can choose. But yeah, so these are three options you have. If you scroll down, this is again, now Amazon is giving you a lot of options to, I don't know whether to confuse or to make your life easy. Now when you once you've selected your strategy, this is like the bidding strategy, right? Then it says, do you want to adjust your bids based on where you're showing it, where we are showing it? Just like the way they showed you under the auto, you can set different bids here. Now it's saying, if we are do you want to change bids based on where we are showing it, where they are showing it? Top of the searches. For example, if I have Python book, if somebody types in Python programming, we can show, if that book shows up on the first page, that's called top of the search, right? Rest, so I go to product pages first. Product pages is when your product, your book will be shown on other product pages. So that's there. Rest of the searches is minus product and top of the searches. What are the all the other placements that are available? It'll be shown there. Now, based on what you want from the book, if you want a brand out of the book and you want people to see your book or face when somebody types in the main keyword, in your niche, you probably say, okay, fair enough. I mean, you know what? If you're showing in top of the searches, I want to increase the bid by 5% if you are showing it on the top of the search only, right? And if you feel that, okay, my top of the search is very competitive, I'm in the motivational space or a real estate space, I know it'll be very competitive. Okay, yeah, so I'm happy doing 5% here, rest of the searches, because it's cheap, right? And stuff like that. So you can use this based on what you want to achieve. And then if you scroll down, campaign name, what I generally do in a campaign name type is, I just do manual. What campaign type is? It's manual. Sorry, in this case, what type of campaign it is? It is like auto. Then the way I do this is, uh, what kind of bid strategy that you have used here? Is it up and down fixed? I would say okay, fixed. Okay, so that's there. Now, have you done any bid adjustment here? So if I say I've done yes, top of the searches by 5%, so I would say top, right? And if top, and then how much would that be? Sort of a 5% top, right? So in that case, if it's rest, then I would say a rest 5. So this will tells me that it's been auto campaign. The bid is fixed, and I have done bid adjustments, and which is rest, and I have increased it by 5. If it's 10, I will put 10. This will help me to understand what is happening in the campaign setting space, and I can judge it based on the title itself, and then put a budget here. I can put. I don't usually do end date. There should not be any end date. Until unless it's a very pre-book launch sort of a setting where it's very limited, and that's why, or you want to test it with a very limited time. Otherwise, you can shut down if it's not working. It doesn't matter what the end date is, right? And then you just launch the campaign, right? So this is the auto. Now there's another option here which is called manual. Now manual, if you select manual, we're typically talking about keyword targeting, which means you this is the place where you enter the keywords of your niche. Either you enter, or you take the suggestions from Amazon, or you upload a file that you might have. uh, I generally don't use upload file, because I always believe if I am sort of doing keyword targeting, especially in a scenario where I want my client to be seen as a brand. They are not 100 keywords that I'm targeting, right? He can't be brand on 100 keywords. There are almost, always 7 to 10 keywords, main keywords that you want to show your book, at the top, right? So in that case, I just enter. So how to enter it, just like here, and you can enter your keywords. You can select whether you want to be broad, phrase, or exact keyword. The other thing that they have done is under suggestion. If you see, this is the Amazon suggested. What Amazon is saying is, give us 0.62 and we will show this book to keywords related to the product. And you can, if you want, you can use it. I do use it occasionally, not very often, to be honest with you. But you can test it. And then these are the other keywords that Amazon is suggesting you, and they're pretty good. I mean, if you see, the book is around chakras, right? And you can see that it's not bad, right? And then you can pick, from these keywords, and you can add along with, if you have other keywords, and you can select whether you want to phrase, exact, or broad. And then you can change the bid if you want after you've added it. It's your wish. And then again, negative keyword, I have already gone through, is, just make sure that it's very restrictive, and you add it as a phrase. And then you choose your campaign bidding strategy, and then bid adjustments, and title in this case will be, you will say, manual, keywords, fixed, rest. If it's 10, I will do it. If it's fixed, I'll do to fixed, right? And then daily budget, and I'll launch the campaign. So that's there under manual targeting, under keyword targeting, right? And the other kind of manual targeting is categories and products. So these are the categories that Amazon is suggesting to you. Usually they are good because they will pick up from the book categories that you have, and then you can choose which one to add, and you just either select all like this, or you can select a particular one and change the bid accordingly. Or you can search the category that you want to add here. Just type here, right? So that's there. Rest all remains the same. Oh yeah, you can exclude the brands that you don't want to target, or you can exclude the products by enter the list here. Generally, I do not use these options. Again, I don't want to limit it. If I've used the my main categories here, why I want to exclude certain brands, right? I don't see a point, until unless you have something against those brand, or probably that though that brand is very heavy in your niche and your book doesn't fall in that brand and you don't want to waste money there, so maybe you can add here. Otherwise, I don't use it. This remains the same, bid adjustment remains the same, this setting remains the same. Under product targeting, there's another targeting that we use called individual products, right? Again, Amazon would suggest the products based on your book and niche, or you can enter a list here, right? And you know, I always do exact and expanded both, right? It helps me to sort of cover the every aspect of product targeting. I don't want to because if it's very closely you know, if it's a very closely related book, then I would try to do exact. Otherwise, for the other products, it can be expanded. You can shut down if it's not working, right? So it's not like, you know, you can't do anything after you have selected this. So again, either you can select all or you can just select like this, change the bit, whatever you know you think you want from. Yeah, so this is, and again, if you scroll down again, again, you can exclude the product. As I was saying, keep it limited. I don't do it very often. Campaign bidding strategy based on, you know, what do you want. You know, you choose that, then bid adjustment, and then this instead of keyword, or if it's a category campaign, I would just say category. If it's a product campaign, I would just say SN. SN is the product, or you can say product. Yeah, like that, to make it easy, right? So that's what it is. And then you just launch the campaign. So this is where we have covered the one campaign type, right? So now the sponsor product campaign type, this is how you create that. Let's go to sponsor brand. This is, you know, this is recently available to independent authors. This used to be available to publishers, and we used to envy them because we used to see their videos, their top banner ads and stuff like that. So I was like, when, you know, when will we get to you know, do these campaigns? But then luckily now we have the option. So you just say continue under brand, right? And there's a campaign type here. Now there are not bidding strategies, not many bidding strategies here under sponsor brands. So in that case, it's pretty simple. You just put your campaign name here, you know, budget as whatever you want to. This is the only bidding strategy that is available, right? How you want the brand campaign to react in terms of placement other than top of the searches, which is the rest of the searches and product searches, right? Do you want it to decrease it by whatever percent or increase by whatever percent? If you are a new author, I would say shut it down, allow, you know, Amazon to deal with it. In my case, most of the time when I create brand campaigns, I do increase by a certain number, maybe 5 or 10. This is because 90% of my authors are business owners, so they are treating their book as a lead magnet, and they are more into like create my brand, sell more books and stuff like that. In this case, we can be a little bit aggressive with the bidding. So we do that, you know. And then if you scroll down, now this is amazing. This There are two campaign types available here, and this is like, you know, there's product collection and video. Let me just show you how you actually see these in a. So, for example, if I have a Python programming book, right? So this is the product display. This is how it's going to be displaying here. If you have, the requirement is if you have three books or more, you can use this ad type. As you can see, this is the first ad placement that you see, and check out the real estate that it has given you. Imagine if you want to create a brand, your face is here, this is the image, right? And then you can show your books, all the books here, good books. What kind of impressions is going to be create to your brand? And if you scroll down, and there is another ad from this section that I'll probably show here, and which is this is called video ads. Look at the real estate ad, real estate here. This is an entire page. It's covered the entire page here. You know, imagine your face here and your book. So this is the exposure that this sort of brand, you know, campaign type creates. So now for product selection, you should have three books. I think in this case, probably we don't have. Yeah, I mean, you just choose. the book, right? Probably it won't allow. And if you're choosing sort of a same version of the same book, I mean different version of the same book, for example, if I select Kindle version or paperback of the same book, it won't allow. It has to be different books with the same author name, right? And if I select that, it won't allow me to do, because I don't have the books there, right? But anyways, it's probably, you select that, and then it gives you option of, it's the same as the video ad. It'll give you the option of manual targeting or category targeting or product targeting, just like the way we did with the previous campaign, sponsor product type, right? I'll go through the video section, and this will give you a fair idea of how product collection will behave. So once I've selected that, and then once I've selected put detail page, say I've selected this book, this is exactly targeting that you will see in the product display sort of a section as well. And again, just like sponsor product ads, you will either enter your own list or go through the suggested keywords from Amazon. You scroll down, you add your keyword negative targeting, and then in this case, and if you want to have an ad group, different ad groups, you can add group here. I do not do that. And then if you have a video, you upload uh, upload a video here. If and this is, you should see, this is the video guidelines here, and this is the video specification. This is given by Amazon. I would suggest you can go through Fiverr, to get a freelancer to create this for maybe $10 or so. Have a professional help there. And then once you upload a video, so for example, in this case we have a video, and it'll be something like this, right? And then you choose your keywords and stuff like that, and then you just submit for review. And if you go to product targeting, again it gives you two options, like the way it did for sponsor products. And then you can select your category based on your book, or you can search again. If you have a product, individual products that you want to target, you use the individual product option. You can either select from here, you can just change the bid here, or if you want to have a use the suggested bid, you can just select the suggested and add all. It'll show the suggested. If you want to do your custom bid for all the targets here, you can do it. You can say, let's say 50, and it'll all add, right? And then default is one here, right? This is default, so you add that as well, right? So yeah, based on what you want from the book. And then again, negative targeting, based on you can exclude brand or exclude products. And then after uploading the book, you can just submit for review. So once you're submitting, right, what I do is, if it's a top banner campaign, so what I do is, for product collection campaign, so what I do is, I would say, uh, I generally say top banner, and then what it is manual. Yes, manual. Manual what? Keyword, right? Have we increased the bidding here? If yes, then you just type that, or 10, something like that, right? Yeah. And if it's video, you just change it to video, right? If it's category, you just change. There is no auto here, so we can't have that option here. Category, if there is product, you do product, right? Casing, you can, something like that. Yeah, so I hope this video is helpful. I'm sorry it took it too long, but I thought I'll just create sort of a video to give you a bit of an overview of what are the options available to you, and stuff like that. And I will quickly go to one of the campaigns, and sort of we can go through the numbers here. So here is a drop down that you see here. These are the, like, it's like, what are those lines or the charts that you want to see? In my case, I usually have spend, sales, ACOS, orders. In your case, you just select it from the drop down menu, right? You can just say, okay, I want CPC, or I want orders, right? Or impressions, as a matter of fact. It's a from a overall perspective, right? This is like how, okay, green is impressions, how it's going. Now, if you want to export the data of the campaigns, you can just select and it'll export, right? And this is the date section. You can select the date, last 7 days, this week, last week, last 30 days, and year to date or lifetime. From the date calendar perspective, I think you can go to the last 90 days max, right? And that's how you will see the data here, right? So that's, you can see here. And if you want to go through sort of individual campaign, and you want to see the ads here, so this is targeting. You can see all the targeting here, their bids and stuff like that. You can export this as well. You can filter it by, as I've already done, filter it by seeing only enabled products, or enable targeting. You can choose that, or you can filter it by anything you want from here, maybe based on clicks you want. Say, I want to see products that have more than 7 clicks, right? Or I would say I want to see who are greater than or equal to 0. You won't probably see anything. Oh, there is few, right? So something like this, right? In this case, so this is how you can filter out, or you can reset based on your requirement, right? So that's there. But and this is the negative targeting. Is this a place? Uh, if you have done negative targeting at the campaign level and not at the ad group level, you probably have to go through the main campaign here. Once you click the campaign from the dashboard, under that, if you go to campaign settings here, the place where you can change the name, you can change the bidding strategy or placements. You can do a lot in this. If you have keywords, for like at a campaign level, which you should usually do, because we are not creating ad groups. I don't have to go through inside the ad group to create ad group negative targeting. I probably do it at a campaign level. You do that, and then you can also adjust the bid here itself instead of campaign setting, right? So that's there. And then you select the group, and then now, if you want to understand how my how people have bought this book, right? So what you do, you go to search term report, and you just select the range. Usually I do it 65%. And if I see here, and if I just like that, so I would know that these are the book titles where I have got more than one order, right? Till here. So I can now dive deep into these product and see what are the other keywords I can get out of from these books, or how else I can target these books, because it has given me good orders here, right? You can export it as well, right? Or you can, if you want to customize the columns that you see here, you can do it here as well. So that's how you sort of go about looking at numbers within the campaigns, right? So that's there. And yeah, so this is how it is. I would definitely say create different campaigns for different testing. If you're testing different ad copies, create a different campaign for that, and within that, and do negative targeting at a campaign level, not at the ad group level, to make your life easy. It's easy to shut down from here instead of going in and then shutting down the ad groups, and it becomes too confusing to even go through a lot of data like that, right? And then you just do go inside, change the setting if you want. Do If you want to understand how people have bought my book, go to the search term report, download that, understand the behavior, which is really important, because at the end of the day, we want to use that data to go deeper into our targeting, deeper into understanding how people are buying our book, right? So I hope this video is helpful. If yes, Do like my do subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on the future videos. And if you're struggling with ads currently, I have put my calendar link in the description section. Feel free to book a convenient slot for yourself. There are few available. I love to meet different authors. I love to look at different, ad accounts. I love to, love to see how I can add value to people. So do, check out the calendar, book a slot. It's a free strategy session. Maybe a small tweak can make the entire difference. So yeah, so I look forward, meeting you, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, you take care. Bye bye.